Some rivalries begin on the scoreboard. Others starting to soul-dot Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese weren't just two of the best players in college. Basketball, they were symbols of two different worlds, two different mindsets, two different styles. And when they collided, it was never just about basketball. From the moment Clark started sinking logo threes and breaking records at Iowa, the spotlight followed. But it wasn't just her scoring, it was the way she carried herself. Confident, fearless, sometimes even cocky. Then came LSU. Then came Angel Reese. She wasn't afraid of the noise, she was the noise. Loud, emotional, unapologetic Doc when they met in the 2023 NCAA championship game. It wasn't just a battle of talent, it was a clash of cultures. Clark had just silenced South Carolina, but in the final, Reese didn't back down. She stared Clark in the face, pointed to her ring finger, and delivered that now iconic taunt seen around the world. Millions watched it unfold. Millions more picket sides. The debate never really ended because some rivalries don't fade with graduation. They evolved. So when Angel Reese stepped onto the court as a member of the Chicago Sky, and Caitlin Clark suited up for the Indiana Fever, no hype was needed. The tension was already in the air. This wasn't just a WNBA game. This was unfinished business. And from the opening tip, you could feel it. The crowd was loud, but there was a different kind of energy. Electricity pulsed through the arena. Every move Caitlin Clark made drew a reaction. Every time Angel Reese touched the ball, the noise surged. Then the ball went up. The game had begun. The opening minutes of this Fever versus Sky showdown didn't just meet the hype, they charged straight into it. Chicago won the tip, and without hesitation, the ball found Camila Cardoso in the post. She powered her way to the rim for the game's first points, making her presence felt immediately. Caitlin Clark wasted no time responding. She initiated the pick and roll like she'd done it 100 times before, slashing into the paint, drawing, contact, and calmly knocking down both free throws. Her poise reminded everyone this wasn't her first battle under pressure. On Indiana's next possession, Dana Evans slipped a beautiful pass to Natasha Howard, who had sealed her defender perfectly. 2 more points for the Fever and a quick lead. But just as Indiana looked to pull away, Angel Reese made her mark. Working from the perimeter, she faced up her defender, broke them down with a tight dribble package, and drove hard to the rim for a smooth finish. It wasn't just skill, it was a statement. Clark answered with what she does best. From beyond the arc, she rose and drilled a deep three, bringing the crowd to its feet and ratcheting up the energy another level. Every time Reese made a move, Clark had a response. The Fever pushed the tempo. Kelsey Mitchell exploded down the court, attacked the defense with speed, and finished through heavy contact. Chicago answered by going back inside to Reese, who positioned herself perfectly under the rim for an easy bucket, proving she could go toe-to-toe with anyone. Then came a defining moment on defense. Aaliyah Boston, already making her presence known, rotated into position and swatted away a shot attempt. It wasn't just a block, it was the 100th of her career. The Fever bench erupted in celebration. Back on offense, Mitchell started heating. Up, left open behind the three-point line, she didn't hesitate, draining a shot that punished Chicago's defense. A few possessions later, it happened again. She found space and nailed her second triple. Indiana was finding its rhythm, and the crowd could feel it. Chicago looked unsure of how to slow them down. In the final moments of the quarter, Kelsey Mitchell capped it off by going one-on-one against Angel Reese at the top of the key. A sharp crossover created space, and though she drew a foul before finishing the play, the tone had already been set. As the first quarter came to a close, Indiana held a commanding 22-7 lead. The spotlight may have been on Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, but the early momentum belonged to a Fever team playing with confidence, toughness, and something to prove. The second quarter opened with Chicago striking first. Indiana lost Rachel Banham in transition, and she made them pay. With no one near her, she stepped confidently into a wide-open three, giving the Sky exactly the lift they needed. But Indiana didn't flinch. Lexi Hull immediately made her presence, felt crashing the glass and finishing a smooth putback off a missed shot. The energy shifted back in Indiana's favor. On the next trip down, She delivered again, running the break alongside Caitlin Clark. Hull cut sharply behind the defense, and Clark hit her in stride with a perfectly timed bounce pass, leading to an easy layup that pushed the Fever's lead. Back up and put pressure right back on the Sky. Angel Reese had an answer. Left completely unguarded beyond the arc, she didn't hesitate. She rose, fired, and calmly buried the three. It wasn't a shot the defense expected her to take, let alone make, but she did. And in doing so, she reminded everyone that her game is still evolving. Then, Dana Evans swung the momentum again. Reading the crossover perfectly, she poked the ball loose, picked it clean, and took it coast to coast for a fast break finish. It was a savvy veteran move, another reminder of why she's still one of the sharpest two-way players in the league. Midway through the quarter, the Fever executed with surgical precision off a sideline out-of-bounds play. Caitlin Clark curled off a handoff, sprinted into space, and pulled up for a mid-range jumper that splashed through the net. Everything about the possession felt crisp, poised, and in control. Chicago responded by moving the ball smartly out of the pick and roll. As Indiana's defense collapsed, the ball found its way into Camila Cardoso's hands, and she knocked down a soft jumper to keep the Sky within reach.